Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, working on this Mini. It's a 2016 and it's an auto. In other words, I'm going to go through this fault code. Very common. I'm not going to bore you, waste your time. I'm going to show you exactly step by step on what we need to do, and we need to get this off. It's a few bolts. I'll show you step at a time. And what's crazy as well, this is so common in the Mini, in the BMs, this fault code, and in the X1s, in most of the other BM models as well, the F series and this F series as well in the Mini. The problem is, the UK, this is a UK car, it's not a recall. In America and some other countries, I think there is recall. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's amazing how I've made another video on another Mini Countryman. This is the Mini Hatch, the Cooper S, sorry. And it's funny, in this country, they just say, no, it's normal, get cracking. And when you go to dealer, it's best part of like anywhere between 500 to £1,000, maybe more, maybe less. But it's not. It's actually only going to cost you probably £9, if that. I'll put the link in below for the part. It's only a spring that's within this, and I'll show you how to dismantle it. And also, it's just a DIY job, nothing fancy. We'll get rid of these. We'll show you bit at a time. I'll put the link in of that part in the description. Buy it on Amazon. Comes next day delivery if you're on Prime, I guess. But yeah, let's get cracking. Obviously, if you're getting this 420-106 shift lock solenoid selector lever wrongly not locked in P. Not the top one. I don't think the top one's a big an issue because I've disconnected things. But this one at the bottom, if you're getting that, and obviously the warning on the cluster and whatnot, like you saw, then we'll show you step by step. So first thing first, I've really not worked on these before, but I know it's probably just this pops up. You've got these sensors, which just pulls off. There we go. And this just comes up like that. So we'll have it in this section, but we will need to get rid of this top bit as well. Here, all this. After that, I've rolled the seat forward. I'm going to work from the back onwards, okay? So we've got this here, and there's another one on the other side as well. And to tell you, you'll need these tools as well, obviously. Yes, I know he said it's only £9, but I think things are stacking up as we go. But it's better than letting someone else work on it. So I've got this tool set. It's not expensive, probably. You can even buy the cheap ones for about £20 on Amazon or eBay. But there you are. And that's where we start. In here, take this off. And there's another one same. Should just pop out like that. We've got this here. Same scenario. We've got this here on the side. Same again on the passenger side. With this one, guys, you just put a screwdriver between them both, and you just kind of split it open in this way, and these two parts come apart, in other words, like that. As you can see, it's like that. Just put a screwdriver there, split it open. There's no screw or anything, and we'll probably get rid of these and this one here to get rid of the armrest out of the way. So this, the thing is, you can do it without moving certain components, but it's going to be a bit of a trek to work on, if that makes sense. So it's best to just do it properly. Size 13 bolt, pop it on, and I'll need an extender as well. Same again, size 13, off it comes, and with it you just pull up. You've got this cabling as well. I think this is for the internal light. There's a LED light which we can take off in a second. I'm going to leave that for now, but we'll take this off, and this should hopefully give us some like leeway. As you can see, it's not moving. I'm not going to start taking this off all because it's going to be a bit of a problem, so we'll leave it as is. All it is just to help us lift the other end. Yeah. This is tucked in like that. Pull, and you've got this screw here, and it's the same on the other side as well, guys. Here it is. Just pull, and it comes apart. This, you don't need anything fancy, just your hands. Take this off, and we'll see what's underneath as well. It just slots out like that, guys. Pull back a bit, and you've got this here. I mean, I've done this 20 times. You can certainly hold on to that, or you can just do what I do and just boom and rag it like that. I don't recommend it, but you can do what I did. Pops up, and that goes the right there, guys. And then we've got this lovely big bolt there. That's what's stopping this from lifting up. The reality is, you can do this and this and this, and we'll find out what there is more. This is to do with the armrest. You've got this, which I've just used a flathead, and then you've got this bit here, which we are going to push in, do this, pull it out. Now this should come free to a degree from the left side, so that's that cabling. And this one, you've got the antennas, which we're going to do the same, pull them off. All the wiring is off, that's come loose, come off guys, pull up, and this should be more free in other words. So we'll find out what else is holding it, but it should come back to a degree. Things have come loose, you just have to lift it up because there's a little bracket that goes in there. Once you lift this up, it pulls back. There is no more screws. So here's the trick. I've pulled this all the way up and lifted it up, and you can see we can work on it a lot more easier. You can certainly take it out, but it's going to be a bit of a ball ache, I'm not going to lie. It will be a bit of a headache. This one I have taken off. I'm going to try and take it off completely. It's these attachments, and then it should give us a bit more room. Pull this all the way up. We're into P now, and it should just give us that leeway, and this should just literally pull up. But before you do, please check that there is no wiring attached to it. And as you can see, it's a bit struggling, so what we need to do is turn the ignition on again, put it into ignition on, into D, and lift up again. And that's this ball ache out of the way, guys, and we can work on it here a lot more easier. So you have this bolt, you have that bolt, and that, and that, and I shall show you, because we need to dismantle it all and separate it. Size 10, all these come off, and this one here as well. There we go. So that's that, and this one. I usually recommend a little pot if you have. In my case, as you can see, it's loose. This is where the problem is, in here. I'll show you as well. Undo this cable in here, guys, so it's separate and we're not going to damage anything. And it's this here, you just kind of, there we go. And then this one has to come off, separate from this, because this wiring loom goes back into the main wiring there. Another one here, you just press that down and then pull. There we go. And then you've got this one that's attached, just pull it across, we don't need that. There we go. And then this should be more or less free, guys. So here we are. Just make sure you don't damage any wiring, because you're going to be in for a big surprise when you put things back on. So we've got this here as well that will take it off. It should be more free, so it's not as rigid and solid. There should be more play in there. You don't want to turn the ignition on, just press this, put it into N or something, and you've got this. So to basically, you need that. As you can see, when I move this into other gears, you can see it's going in. So that's where we need it, and we'll twist it, it'll unhook. Reality was, guys, yes, get that in the right center, and then underneath, you just use something like this to push through it, and it comes off. You can certainly twist it, but it didn't work for me, so I had to get underneath, push it outwards, and we'll pop that there. Now really, reality is, things should be like loose like that. There you go. And let's move on to this one. So that's section 1, this is section 2, guys. We'll strip all these bolts and rip it apart. Make sure you put it, you do it somewhere safe, and make sure you record. Well, you've got my video anyway, so you don't need to record, but you'll see step by step what we need. What we've got is this, and what we're gonna do. So when we open it up, just be careful, because you don't want things to dismantle, because you'll lose concentration, in other words. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's this way, but we'll find out. Maybe the other way, actually. So we'll slowly lift off, because one side doesn't come off. So it looks like, I'm just trying to think which side it comes with. So this is what it looks like, guys. This is the kind of shape and form. So when you put it back, make sure it's like this. Everything. And the spring that's causing all this issue is just in there, right there, as you can see. So we're going to dismantle this, take it all off, and get to that spring, which lays on this side as well here. So it's that spring there. Just pull this to the side, make sure you don't damage this, guys. Out of the way, twist it, and it should just pop right out. In other words, make sure you don't damage it at all. And I'll just leave this here for now. And this is what we've done. Put them there. I'm going to move on to that. Wrap that. Unwrap it. This is what's causing it. So you see this? You see how I'm doing? Reality is, that there should be swung back like that at all times, unless the gear shifter is pulled forward. But you can see this lever here, when they've built this, that little spring there is so short, and it gets curved so much that it loses its shape, and it's always like flimsy like this. Look, it shouldn't be like that. It should be rock solid like there. Because in here, right there, it's a magnet, it's a sensor. So when it's in P, it sends a signal to say I'm in P and the car's parked. However, in this case, it's like that, it's loose, and it thinks it's in N, D, whatever you want to call it. So on the underneath, there's that clip. So push that up with a flathead or something. It should come up right there. And then it should be as easy as, like, I'm using one hand, guys, so it's a bit difficult. But it should be very easy, and you should pull it out. So I've used the flathead just to take it out a bit. And here it is, guys. It's this flimsy blimming spring that's caused it. You can see it's lost shape and form, how much it's bent. Unbelievable for a manufacturer like this to not recall them. And they will probably charge you the best part of $1,000. So what we need to do, get the new spring, put it in, done, dusted. Just make sure you remember the way it fits in, guys, like that. And that's the magnet, as I was talking about, that tells you if you're in P or not. This is what's been ordered. £9 Amazon, about £8 something, call it £9. You can probably find cheaper ones for about £3-4 quid, but get a good quality one, because you have good quality and bad quality. This thickness is very, very good. Like, it lasts a long time. Probably as long as when the car gets scrapped. So, where do we put this? That's the old one. Can you see where it's creased and the reason we're getting that fault? And this is the new one. So, just goes in the same way as it comes out. In. This can be brought backwards and forward. You can see the extra length we have now. Before it was very, very on the edge. And we're going to do everything backwards again. Remember, it goes in this way and pops right through. And make sure that you don't bend it and you put that there, you see. So you put that there, back in again, and it just clips in other words. So here we are, and then there we go, it's popped in. There we go. So, with what we have now, it's just got a bit more. Look at the difference. If you remember, when I used to push on this, it used to stay there, right? And look at now, look. See how it triggers all the way back? The magnet now shows it will be in P. So you can see the pressure it has there. For the sake of £9, you save yourself a lot. Dealer probably charge you hundreds and thousands. I'm not going to bore you. That's the end of this video. There's nothing else you need doing. It's literally a reverse game. Put things back where it were. I don't need to show you all, but you know what to do. Go back through the video if you weren't sure. Moment of truth, guys. So, here we go. Let's turn it on. Are we going to get any warning? Are we? What a day. That's how simple it is. I'm hoping that my videos do help you guys, because I'm with you guys more than dealerships or garages, because garages will give you silly quotes. But reality is, come on, just a bit of DIY and you can eliminate this with, I'm not saying £9 earlier, like we said, probably 20 quid, 30 quid all in all with the tools and whatnot. But there you are, no more faults. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.